Now, Jesus' death on the cross was a one-time event. Hebrews 10:12 tells us that He offered one sacrifice for sins for all time. Now, you think about the sacrificial system of the animals in the Old Testament. And when the animal was brought, it had to be spotless. It could not have any defects in it. And this is a picture of Christ who is to come, His sinless humanity. But when the person brought the animal was placed upon the altar, and the person would put his hands on the head of the lamb, the priest would put his hands on the head of the lamb, and the priest would then kill the animal, would then cut its throat. And it was designed to have a certain amount of shock value to it, because it was designed to communicate that there's a price to be paid for sin, and this little animal is dying for your offense. And the Old Testament uses the word atonement multiple times all throughout, especially in the book of Leviticus. But the word atonement translates the Hebrew verb kafar, K-A-P-H-A-R, kafar. But kafar means a covering. It's almost like God takes a covering and He covers the sin. He doesn't take it away. That's waiting for the cross. Because when Christ came to die upon the cross, Christ actually takes away sin. He actually removes sin. And in theology, that's called the doctrine of expiation, where He actually removes the sin. But in the Old Testament, the animal sacrifices were just simply a temporary arrangement to communicate that God is holy, that man is sinful, that sin is an offense, that God can only do one thing with sin, and that is to condemn it. And He's either going to condemn it in the offender, or He's going to condemn it and judge it in a substitute. And that's what the animal sacrifice pointed to. It was a picture of Christ who is to come. The animal was a type. Christ is the antitype. The animal was a symbol. Christ is the reality. He is the Lamb of God. He's God's Lamb. He's God's perfect Lamb. He is the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world. But He offered one sacrifice for sins for all time, whereas under the sacrificial system, it was year after year. In fact, in Leviticus 16, you read about the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur, where the high priest would enter into the Holy of Holies once a year with the blood of a bull to sacrifice for his own sins, because he was a sinner too, and then on behalf of the nation. And but this was repeated year after year, because the blood of goats and bulls doesn't take away sin. It was simply didactic. It was simply educational. But when Jesus came and died, He offered one sacrifice for sins for all time.